Good morning. It is November 21st, 2024. Sorry, my hair is so wet. I just got out of the shower. I wanted to provide a quick, middle of November energy update. It's been a video I've been wanting to make for a few days now, but of course, just life gets in the way of living sometimes. So, I'm trying to, again, figure out the best way to articulate the message. So what's been interesting now, I don't know how many of you have been feeling this and noticing this as well, where maybe just a few days before the full moon we just had now in November, the last super moon, I think it was, right? It was supposed to be the last super moon, I think, for the year. So that should have been the November one. I think they call it the beaver moon. Could be wrong. I'm not really up to date with all that stuff. I just feel the energies, and often they seem to coincide with what is happening with the moon, and maybe astrology too sometimes. But I don't know enough about it to speak upon it, so I won't even try. So what I've been noticing since just those couple of days before, and then especially since the shift of the full moon, is this energy of, I don't know, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just been, wow, it's just been powerful. There's this energy of things. Don't always like using the word manifest, but I will, just because it's probably the best word to make sense of what the message is. So it's this message of, or this energy of, it's quicker at manifesting. So it's like these, you have these thoughts, you want to, put something into motion, and boom, it's like instantaneous almost. It happens. So it's like that, it's always it kind of goes with that saying of like, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. So, just to be kind of conscious about what you're wanting to manifest, I guess, let's say, or, what you want to have happen in your reality, because it's happening very quickly. And again, I still do believe that there are those aspects of it that, what is meant for you is already there. I think the part where be careful what you ask for, because you might get it, it's more of, are you ready, right? Because then you don't want to be like confusing the energy, right? You don't want to be confusing the universe with the energy that you're putting out. So it's like, if you are saying you want something and then they give it to you, but then you're going to bitch about it, right? I don't know how else to say it. But then you're going to complain because maybe it didn't happen the way you thought it would work out, but it still happened what you wanted. So it's like they still gave you everything you wanted, but there's aspects of it that you still weren't like thrilled about. And then you kind of like bitch about it. And it's like, well, no. Like, that's just not how it works, right? So it's understanding that it's that, the head of the same coin of like understanding that these things are going to come through, they're going to manifest, but it's also so important that we surrender to these little minute details, because the universe will bring it through. Almost to a degree, almost to exactly the way you did ask for it. But because one little part made you uncomfortable, then you get upset about it. So that's one message in it, where it's like, these things are coming. So it's understanding you need to be ready, because they're coming. If you're asking for it, be sure you're really ready to step into that role, because it's coming. So that's like the biggest message I feel about this energy right now that we're shifting into since this full moon that we just had. it's just, I don't know. And there's just so much magic around. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. You know, you can say magic, you can say miracles. There's this beauty in, especially for me, I am that type of person where it's just like, I love to be out for walks in nature, and I love looking up at the sky and listening to the birds and seeing the energy of the trees and the energy of the birds, the leaves, the grass, all that stuff. So to me, it's magic. I see the magic, I see the miracle in all of it, and I'm seeing it amplified where, you know, it's just a little bit different shade of blue. There's a little bit different shade of the green, and now because we're in like autumn, winter, it's like the way the leaves are changing. So it's like, you know, seeing the sun and seeing, you know, just how amplified it is and the light codes that it's bringing in and the activations. So it's also that, right, where it's like, if you choose to see it, you're going to see it, right? Like, so it's waking up every day knowing that everything is magic, everything is miracles, everything is beauty. You know, that there's so much to be in gratitude for. And that's what I choose. You know, even though there's a lot of mornings where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up. But at the same time, there's that little peak, you know, that comes through the window sometimes. I'm just like, okay, Solaris, I see you, right? Like, okay, I get it. Or I hear the crows, the birds, and, you know, they're always calling at me when I go out for a walk and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, good morning, friends, how are you? You know, and I hear them too. And especially when I'm thinking thoughts in my head, and that's when they'll start calling. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll get going, you know, or I'll shift the way I'm seeing this or seeing that, right? Or I'll look at what maybe I'm not seeing, right? But that is a big, these are some big things that I'm noticing about this energy. And it's just, I don't know if I want to say it's lighter, but I want to say that more light is getting through the denseness. I'm hoping that makes sense. So more light is getting through, so it makes it clearer for us to see. And it's like there's like more of a light into the fog and everything, so that we can, like I said, so we can see it clearly. We can see other perspectives. We can see the perspectives and the perceptions of things a little bit more clearly. We have more of that awareness of being the observer and stepping back for a moment and trying to detach the emotion or the trigger, and then we can kind of talk to ourselves and narrate and kind of be like, okay, you know, I understand that this is me, not you. And understanding that sometimes too, in many situations, silence speaks volumes. So it's understanding also that need to step back as somebody else is having their moment. So they might be having their own trigger moments, and understanding that has nothing to do with you, and you need to give them the space and not try to validate your reason, right? And it's just kind of like, you just need to step back and let them have their moment, and either, you know, they'll find a way to kind of work through that and maybe see or see that it had nothing to do with you, that they were being triggered by something else within themselves, and they might come to you, or they'll just go through that. But again, that isn't your job. But yeah, there's just this magic, this energy has just been really interesting, soft and graceful, but intense and amplified. There's no real place to hide anything anymore. It's like, boom, it's full volume, full force. Like, everything is just there. And And the more you try to hide or ignore, the more icky and painful and uncomfortable it is. So it's kind of like deciding which one is going to support you. Is it going to support you to keep believing the lie, I guess we'll just say the lie, or accepting that maybe it isn't what you thought it was, and allowing yourself to work through that so that the pain doesn't stay and the discomfort doesn't stay bottled up in your body and in your reality, right? So it's like a few moments of pain, and discomfort for a long-term, pain. And that's kind of where it's like, that's kind of where we need to be, where it's, what serves me, how does it serve me to hold on to this, right? Is it really helping me to keep holding on to this and not giving myself a chance to see if there is something different, if maybe I don't fully understand this, how much is it going to really affect me to just do a little bit more research and see, and I try, and see if it really is what it is, kind of, because not everything is black and white as much as the world tries to make it that way. It's not black and white. Everything is very gray at times. There's lots of grays in everything. So again, it's very much as it's always going to be from now on. It's all about conscious awareness, intention, and action and thought, right? It's how you choose to show up every day, what you choose to focus on every day, what you choose to feed, and understanding what you're feeding, and especially if it is about manifesting, it is about, are you ready to step into that role? And because these things are coming, and it's changing, and it's shifting, and it's coming very fast. I'll leave it at that for today. Love you all. You are loved, you are seen, you are safe, you are whole. Until next time.